Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Ask and you shall receive. Lord Wendell has let us know via Twitter that Prop Hunt is going to be coming back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. He made this tweet which says, "We are making updates to Prop Hunt based on community feedback. It will return for Weekend Warfare once the changes are ready. Hashtag Modern Warfare Remastered." This is very interesting to me because he specifically said in the tweet it's returning for Weekend Warfare. It's not going to be returning as its own permanent game mode, which is what a lot of people want, myself included, is to have this as a permanent playlist along with Slasher as well as other party modes. But he specifically said Weekend Warfare, so I guess we're going to have to sell for that for right now. But I imagine we're going to be using Weekend Warfare as kind of like a testing ground almost for Prop Hunt. We're going to have it as multiple Weekend Warfare events, and every single time they're going to make changes based on community feedback, and then perhaps once they feel as though it's in a good spot, they will then make it a permanent playlist. I hope that's the case. So what could they do to Prop Hunt to actually make it better? I asked you guys for your feedback a couple of videos ago, and one of the biggest suggestions I actually saw was to change up how the prop system works at a fundamental level. So how it worked in the last event that we had for Prop Hunt was if you're on the prop team, you spawn in as a random prop. You have 2 charges which will allow you to change into another random prop. You had no choice whatsoever. Fans did not like this, or at least some fans did not like this, because the original COD 4 Prop Hunt mod would allow you to basically pick whatever prop you wanted. You could become whatever you wanted, pretty much whenever you wanted, and that's kind of how the game was played. I feel as though from a gameplay design perspective, what they did for Weekend Warfare was actually pretty good. Being a random prop and then not being able to control what you turn into actually made it a little bit more competitive. I know it's a party mode, but it's kind of supposed to be competitive in some sense. There are winners and there are losers most of the time, unless there are ties, which do happen a lot. But the game is designed for winners and losers, right? The whole objective for the people that are playing as hunters is to find people that are props. And if you're someone who can just constantly change to whatever you want to, constantly adapt to your environment, well, it's going to make it pretty difficult for the hunters, isn't it? Another suggestion I saw was people think that they should get rid of the whistles entirely. And I feel as though without the whistle system, how are the hunters supposed to do anything? Like, how are the hunters supposed to win at all? I mean, props already have like such a giant advantage, at least in my opinion, that not taking away the whistle would just make it so no one wants to play a hunter already. It's just going to make it so people are going to back out when it's their turn to be a hunter, right? It's not going to be any fun. Like, you have no chance if the whistle actually goes away. So what other things could they actually do to make the game mode a little bit better? I feel as though adding XP would be pretty big. I talked about this before, but adding XP and changing how the game mode affects your score per minute and your win-loss ratio, I think making changes to that system would actually be pretty good. I mean, you get a lot of ties in here and it negatively affects your win-loss ratio. You get basically no score in this game mode. That's going to tank your score per minute. And so if you're somebody that cares about that stuff, if part of how you have fun in Call of Duty is maintaining stats or watching yourself progress as a player, well, then this game mode kind of negatively affects you, which is a bad thing. It's going to turn off some players. It's something I would obviously like them to change. I feel as though changing what props appear on certain maps may actually be a good thing. I think it's definitely something they are going to address. Like, for example, the infamous one that everybody noticed, no doubt, was the hookah on Crossfire. That thing was next to impossible to actually freaking hit. Like, you could hit it, sure, but it was freaking hard. Such a tiny hitbox. So I imagine they're going to rework the hitboxes a little bit. I feel as though they're going to rework how much health each individual prop actually has, and maybe reworking what props actually appear on what maps. I feel as though it would be good for them to maybe block off the death zones that you could actually get to. Like, for example, the well on District or the areas on Ambush. Like, these are areas where if you fall into them, you're going to die. And specifically talking about the well on District, if you jump to the bottom of that well as a prop, even as a hunter, I'm not sure you can actually kill anybody down there, because like with the way the angles work, if you try aiming your gun down there, you may not be able to actually hit them. You'd have to like go around in circles. You could probably find a way to do it, but even if you can do it, you can't even see them down there. So maybe blocking off stuff like that, we're gonna have to see. I imagine they're gonna make changes like that, perhaps changing up what maps are actually in the rotation, perhaps changing up the maps by blocking off sections and making it so only certain parts are actually playable, because certain maps weren't even available as maps in Prop Hunt, whereas other ones were. Like for example, example, Pipeline was a map that pretty much nobody liked to play in Prop Hunt, but it was there. But a map like Overgrown was not in Prop Hunt for obvious reasons. It's pretty big. So perhaps we would see like a version of Overgrown that was blocked off, like basically one half of the map, you know, take the creek, use that as a line, divide the map in half, and have that as like the playable area. Who knows? I mean, they could do so many things with this, but I'm excited to see the Prop Hunt's actually going to be making a return in Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm a bit concerned that they haven't mentioned anything in regards to Slasher. I imagine since we do have repeats when it comes to Weekend Warfare events, that we will eventually see Slasher once again, but right now it appears they're going to be going very hard with Prop Hunt by giving it multiple Weekend Warfare events, taking community feedback, adjusting the game mode based on that community feedback, and then I would imagine eventually, once it's again at a good point, or what they consider to be the best point it could actually be at, that's when we're going to get it as a permanent public playlist. It's kind of like a work in progress, and I definitely think it's awesome they're trying to work with the community on such an awesome community-driven game mode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. What would you change about Prop Hunt to make it a better game mode going forward? I'd love to hear about that. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.